Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Katelyn, and we are continuing our ABC challenge with one of my childhood cartoons that came out, I think it was in 2004, and I think it ran till about the later 2006, 2007, I think. But it was called Code Lyoko that aired on Cartoon Network. But just real quick, just to give you guys a small update, I am feeling much better. I'm still kind of congested, so you're still gonna hear it maybe a little bit in my nose and when I'm talking, but I'm completely over whatever I had. I just have sometimes a little bit of a cough and a little bit of congestion, but thank goodness I'm over whatever that was, because man, being sick is awful and it just murdered my production schedule, and I just was not happy with it. And I'm such a workhorse that it was hard for me to just lay there without feeling bad about being sick, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm glad to be back and feeling better. I still can't taste food very well, but overall feeling a lot better. So I was excited to continue the ABC challenge today, and O was actually really hard for me to pick because there aren't really, honestly, a lot of characters with the letter O for the beginning of their name. I mean, there's a couple here and there and from other series, but none from really any series I knew or I was attached to. And so while I was researching different characters for O, I stumbled upon Odd, and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Code Lyoko. And I absolutely adored this show when I was younger. I watched so much of it. It was just such a fun and interesting show for the time. It was a combination of 2D and CGI, and I think it came from France, if I remember correctly. But basically the main story would take place in this 2D hand-drawn environment, and it was a very interesting take on anime and had a very distinct style. Like if you saw someone drawing in that style during that time, you're like, that's Code Lyoko, I know that. But the most of the story would take place in this 2D hand-drawn universe, and then the characters would kind of, you could even say kind of plug into the Matrix and go into this artificial world. I can't remember what the world was called, if they had a world for it. I don't remember the name, but this group of kids would go in, and when they went into this other world, they were transformed into these warriors and had their own suits and different abilities and powers and weapons and all this really cool stuff. And I personally have always liked Odd. He was kind of this cat dude and had these claws, and I just really liked his character overall, and he was just a fun, quirky, comedic relief type of character, at least from what I remember. It's been a long time, guys. Come on, you gotta give me at least a little bit of leeway for between now and 2004. It's been a couple of years, but I remember really, really loving the show, and I just recently found out that they came out with a new season in 2012. Because when I was researching the outfit for Odd, so then I could reference it, I noticed that there was a new one, and I'm like, what is this? And so I did some research, and there was a different one that came out in 2012, and I guess it was a mixture of live action and CG. So now I'm probably gonna have to go watch that or try to find a way to watch it. But oh god, it's been so long since I watched this series, but I remember loving it, and I just absolutely loved the different monsters and creatures, and I guess these artificial intelligence monsters. There were some that happened in the real world that kind of just looked like, I think the main bad guy was named Xana, if I remember correctly. When she would come out of the CG world into the real world, she would just possess people or things and just kind of take over their mind, if I remember correctly. But in their world, they had these interesting robotic monsters that they would fight. And honestly, it's kind of funny because they kind of remind me of the portal turrets. They have the same type of walk and a kind of similar feel. I don't know how to explain why I feel the connection between them and portal turrets, but it's probably because they had this main eye, which was the main symbol for Code Lyoko. It was in their logo, and it was all over the artificial world and everywhere. But that main symbol was on the front of every single one of those villains. So I feel since there was that red eye thing, it just it just makes me think of portal turrets. I don't know why, it just does, but I really, really liked a lot of their weird monster designs. And just off the top of my head, I don't even remember them very well. I'd have to go back and look up a lot of them. I remember there was this crab one that I really liked, and if I remember, there was like I can't remember if it was a mosquito or a wasp, but they just had a lot of really cool ones that I really liked. And I remember for a fact, I drew a ton of them constantly. I don't know if I drew the heroes as much when I was younger. Oh wait, no, I did. I drew, oh my gosh, what's his name? He had a katana instead. No, okay, so there was the girl, she had fans for her weapon. And then the other one had a katana. I really liked him, and I cannot remember his name. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Ulrich was his name. That's why I couldn't remember it. They all had really interesting names, probably because it's a French show, but Ulrich I really liked. He had this like cool katana thing, and I think he also had a motorbike, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I remember drawing him, and I think it was Alita and a couple of the other characters every once in a while, but I really loved the show when I was younger. I should go back and try to find it somewhere, or maybe watch a couple of episodes. It's probably not as good as my childhood brain remembers, but I think I should still go back and relive a little bit of nostalgia. But thanks again, guys, for stopping by and checking out this video. And I would love to hear what you would pick for O, so if you could leave it in the comments below, that'd be great. And if you like this video, you can go ahead and hit the like button. And if you aren't already, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I have new videos every week. And thanks again, guys, for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.